Okay, class. So here is the mini project that we did during our class time during the week of September 28th through October 1st. So on another brand new page in your sketchbook, you are going to illustrate the following slide on Google Classroom. That was in my Google slide presentation. So using the previous diagram where I had you label the actual parts of light while trying to illustrate a circle now into a sphere, you're going to draw a sphere, a cone, and a cube. You are then going to further practice hatching, cross hatching, and smooth shading or rendering. Okay, so it is your choice on how you want to organize your page. If you want the top row to be hatching, you can. If you want the middle row to be cross hatching or the bottom row to be rendering, smooth shading, you can. It is up to you. But each row needs to have those three geometric shapes of a circle, a cone, and a cube. Now, in those actual geometric shapes, you need to also have the following. Your rendered approaching three-dimensional shapes need to have this. They need to have a light source. They need to have a midtone. They need to have a shadow. They need to have a highlight, a reflection, and a cast shadow. And they need to have three very distinct value shades. So last week I showed you guys these stepped value scales. And so obviously this one's a 7-step value scale. So what I'm looking for since I'm asking for three value shades, I want to have a 7, which is going to be your 3. Your 4 is going to be your 2, and your 1 is going to be the 2. So even though 1 in this example has nothing in it, your 1 needs to be the 2. Okay, so flipping over to what we actually did in class. So as you can see, my example, I have my 3 geometric shapes. It's not exactly the same order as on the Google slide, but it's still the 3 same shapes, just jumbled around a bit. So my first row has cross hatching, my second row is hatching, my third row is rendering and or smooth shading. So what I did is I'm wanting to focus using the same ebony pencil that we used during the warm-up to apply pressure and make these shapes appear 3-dimensional. The difference between this week and last week is last week I had you focus more on the technique on how to crosshatch, hatch, render, or scrumble. This week I'm having you focus more on form, on applying pressure into your shapes. Remember, we want your shapes to appear 3-dimensional. So you're going to practice that by applying pressure onto your page and into the lines that you have on your page. So the arrows here are indicating where my light source is. So this one's rendering. So I'm going to very carefully fill my shape. Unlike a normal pencil, the ebony pencil has a softer graphite, and you're going to notice that even if you have the lightest amount of pressure, it's going to come out dark still. That is normal. So I'm going to really work and press down a little bit to try and make the furthest side of my shape to be dark. And then work on blending that in. Taking my pencil marks and making them look smooth. Okay, so the only thing missing right here are 2 things. Using that kneadable eraser that we started using last week, carefully lift out my graphite to get that highlight. Might even just erase a little bit, that's fine. And a tap out to get some more varied tone. Voila. So I got a shadow, I got a midtone, I got a highlight, I got my light source. The only thing I'm missing, really honestly, is a reflection and my cast shadow. So my reflection is going to be on the back because light is going to be bouncing up and onto the back of this shape. Okay, and then I'm going to add the cast shadow, the last thing. Press, press, press. The cast shadow should be darker than your darkest tone. Okay. All right. So that is the actual mini project that we did during class.